In this update from Force 13, we have another look at Typhoon Yutu 31W, currently located 17.9 degrees north, 129 degrees east, and maximum sustained winds 130 knots, gusting 160 knots. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center has 31W-U2 as a super typhoon, and it's approximately 501 nautical miles east-northeast of Manila, Philippines. The environment is marginally favourable with low vertical wind shear, 10 to 15 knots, good radial outflow, warm sea surface temperatures around 28-29 Celsius, being offset by dry air from the west, wrapping around to the eastern periphery of the system. Now here's the latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, their track chart, and the centre is reporting that the typhoon's eye is now 45 nautical miles in diameter and ragged. Animated multispectral satellite imagery, which also shows the deep convection, has eroded on the eastern side. Here's a look at the NOAA floaters of the cyclone. 31W is tracking along the southern periphery of an east-west oriented subtropical ridge. It will continue to track west to west-southwest towards Luzon, making landfall shortly after 36 hours, re-emerging in the South China Sea around the 48-hour mark. The system is expected to weaken to 115 knots prior to landfall as dry air continues to impact the system, weakening significantly over the Luzon. We intensify slightly in the South China Sea. Here's the current track and Typhoon Yutu or ROSITA from the Bagasa. Their position has really not changed at the time of doing this update. The intensity forecast closely follows the HWRF intensity forecast, which is a track very similar to the JTWC. Now we have a look at the upper level divergence, not much going on, re-strength. During the life of the system, it was at one point in time up around 60 knots. JTWC track forecast is close to the consensus track, with spread in the models of around 150 nautical miles at 72-hour mark. Uncertainty in the centre's track forecast is low. The wind shear, the red's unfavourable, yellow neutral, green are favourable, and since my earlier update the overall picture hasn't changed, although the typhoon is now weakening. The 24-hour shear tendency and 850 millibar vorticity. And looking at another source of information, 17.9 degrees north, 129 degrees east, it's 130 knots, and central pressure is 925 millibars. Now we have a look at a couple of tracks, CPS. An approaching mid-latitude trough will weaken the steering ridge and allow the typhoon, and JTWC still has it as a super typhoon, to recurve northward. Environmental conditions expected to be marginally favourable with strong radial outflow being offset by high vertical wind shear and the entrainment of cool dry air. But by the 120 hour mark, the overall spread It's about 400 nautical miles due to differences in the timing and degree of recurvature. Now we have a look at the GFS total accumulated precipitation. This is available on the Tropical Tidbits website, and here's a look at the HWRF, an associated model, two models, followed by the GFS. Force 13 will continue to bring the latest information on the channel and also on the system.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com with the latest. You can also find our YouTube page. You're probably there already, but if not, subscribe if you haven't so far. You can also find our Facebook page, Force 13 all in text, and it's at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch with us on there. You can also help the project become even better by enjoying the benefits of patronage. You can find out more information about how to become a patron and what those benefits are at patreon.com/Force13. You can also add Force 13 on Skype and Fool 13 at extension 9094 on Discord for tropical weather chat.